Okay, great. Now it's time to talk about our designing an environment part. And designing the environment can be a lot of challenge for most of the people. And it can take a lot of time. It can take much more time than creating some basic mechanics for your game. And you just need a lot of patience. And you just simply should take some time. And well, there is few ways how now this process can work. For example, if you work on the team and now free the art, you have free the artists in your team. They will give you free the models, including the environments as well. But what if you are just in the game developer, and you are just making game alone? Well, in that case, you might want to create your own assets, own free models, maybe in the Blender or some other free software. But if you don't know how to use them, it's also completely fine because, well, we have internet, right? And in the internet there are a lot of websites, including Unity's Asset Store, which is one of the biggest marketplaces, and we will talk about it later. But well, key is that you can simply find the assets that you want, pretty much everything basically, and you can just download it and use them. And as a challenge and as example, I prepared the one pack. It's called the free model. A low poly dungeon pack, and as an example, we will use it. It will be attached on this video, of course, so you can get it as well. And I choose this pack because it comes a little bit differently. Usually when you download some park, some city builder, or other park that can build you environment, it will come with different pieces. For example, it will have some walls, doors, and they will be all separate. But if we open this one, you see it has two files and two big prefab files. For example, let's drag this first one in the scene somewhere here. Let's click F, and as you see, it comes as a prefab. One big prefab which has different assets inside. And working with this kind of one big prefab is really not the great thing that you can do, because it's hard to organize those kind of assets. So what I like to do, of course, it's optional and it's not the rule of thumb, but well, I want to show you how I work and how I do this kind of stuff. Well, first of all, I try to check what assets are here. For example, I see there are some walls, right? And then I just take the pieces that I want to use outside of this prefab. So first thing that I will do, I will right-click on this prefab, and I will unpack this completely. Alright, now let's select one of the walls. For example, this one, and let's simply duplicate this wall. So Ctrl and D to duplicate. And I will take this duplicated wall. I will drag it somewhere down here, and well, it's now in the cubes, but no worries. Let's just take this break outside of the cube. And now we have wall, and let's take this out. Next thing that I like to do, I like to create empty game object. And let's call this one environment. And I will just tour all of the pieces that I want in my environment. Because otherwise our Rocky can get really messy really fast, and that's not exactly what we want. What else we want? Well, we might want to have some doors. So we will duplicate this door and take this door in the environment. And let's take it out. What else we might want? Let's check. Well, we might want this chest here, for example. The process will be same. We will just duplicate and take these in the environments. And also take this out. And now we have this wall. So let's click F on this wall. And now we can start building our environment. In general, when you build environments, You might have some basic concepts. How you want your level to look like, obviously. And well, the easiest trick that you can do that might work is to actually take some pen of sandpaper and just draw some basic concept. You might not be an artist, but you can draw some simple lines, at least some general concept that's your basic shapes maybe. So for example, we can take this wall. We can rotate this wall 90 degrees. And we can also make this wall larger or smaller. Just like this, and we can now duplicate this wall. Control and D to duplicate. So let's take different piece here. We can go on the upside and we might just do like this. Then what we can do, we can select those two walls. We can duplicate them. And we can just take those two walls and put it here. Then we can duplicate those for walls. So 1, 2, 3, and for duplicate and take it there. Then you will just duplicate the 8 wall and it will get easier as you see. And now you have one wall on the left side. You will do same on the right side. You can also after that use some roof. If you want your game to be in the building, inside the building, if you want to have some open scene, that's completely fine as well. And you will just build simple scene like this. You can also use those ones. But the problem is that those ones come with a different pieces as well. So that's not the best idea probably. And now let's talk a little bit on the ground. And we have here some ground tiles and we can use some. For example, this one. It's called blade for floor corner, so let me take okay, we can't use it. It has some blade inside. But we can use those ones basically floors. And the main point is that you should remember when using some floors, is that in order our player to jump correctly, those grounds tiles, they all should have the layer of ground. So if you will create some ground from the different pieces just like this, okay. Just make sure that all of those pieces has layer of ground, otherwise your player won't be able to jump correctly. Because right now, while we have plane as a ground, and it has the layer of ground, hey, you can relieve this plane. And instead, you can apply some material and texture to this plane. We might find some textures, they are a lot of packs and assets, that come with textures. And you can simply apply that texture in the wall directly. And I will probably show you in the next video. I will just find some texture assets. And as a challenge, I challenge you to just try to explore. Designing process, some people like this process. Some people don't like it much. And also we will cover other ways how we can manage creating environment for our games. Easier in the next video, but for now, just have tried to have fun. And try to design at least very small environment. Very small building, for example, which will have the 4 walls. So each one, every corner and also rooftop maybe, or you can make it without a top as well. So I'll end this video over here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. See you in the next videos.